Hello, Santosh here. Today I am going to deliver my last lecture on irrigation engineering, that is lecture number 9, and which deals with the river training work, and which is also one of the important topic in irrigation engineering, and the questions are frequently asked in competitive type of examinations as well as in diploma and degree level examination for river training work. So let us start the river training work. But before starting the lecture on the river training work, I want to tell you one story in Marathi that is very important for MPSC exam preparation of मेन्स. एक फॅशन डिझायनर असतो आणि त्या फॅशन डिझायनरला फॅशनच्या वेगवेगळ्या स्केचेस काढायची सवय असते आणि तो स्केचेस काढून तो एका बिझनेसमनला दाखवायला जात असतो. या आधीची त्याची सगळी स्केचेस फेल गेलेली असतात, कारण तो ती स्केचेस त्याच्या मनाप्रमाणे बनवत असतो. पण तो एकदा विचार करतो की आपण आपल्या मनासारखी स्केचेस बनवत आहे, पण ती स्केचेस का स्वीकारली जात नाहीत. त्यामुळं तो काय करतो की एका उत्कृष्ट फॅशन डिझायनरकडे जातो आणि त्याला विचारतो, म्हणजे फॅशनला जो प्रमोट करत असतो किंवा फॅशन प्रमोटर, की बाबा ही माझी काही अर्धवट स्केचेस आहेत ती मी तुला देतो आणि ही स्केचेस बघून तू मला सांग यात काय बदल करायचा ते. त्या बदलानुसार मग मी परत स्केचेस बनवेन आणि तुला आवडली तर मग तू ती घे किंवा ती विक किंवा त्याचे मला पैसे दे. तो फॅशनचा जो मेन उद्योजक असतो किंवा फॅशनचा बिझनेस करणारा असतो तो हो म्हणतो. त्याची स्केचेस बघतो आणि त्यात तो सजेशन सुचवतो. त्या सजेशनप्रमाणे तो फॅशन डिझायनर किंवा जो कलाकार आहे तो त्याप्रमाणे काम करतो आणि तशी स्केचेस तो त्या फॅशन प्रोड्युसरला देतो आणि फॅशन प्रोड्युसरसुद्धा फार आनंदित होतो ती स्केचेस बघून आणि ती स्केचेस हातोहात आणि रातोरात विकली जातात आणि तो फार मोठा फॅशन डिझायनर बनतो. या गोष्टीतनं काय शिकायचं आहे मग आपण, की आपणसुद्धा MPSCचा अभ्यास आपल्या परीने उत्तम आणि चांगला केलेला आहे. परंतु आपल्या परीने उत्तम आणि चांगला केलेला असला तरी असे जे फॅशन प्रोड्युसर म्हणजेच असे वेगवेगळे जे क्लासेस आहेत किंवा वेगवेगळे मार्गदर्शक आहेत त्या मार्गदर्शकांचं मदत घ्या आणि त्यांची मदत घेऊन आपलं स्केच मार्केटमध्ये विकलं जाईल. म्हणजे थोडक्यात आपण सहाय्यक कार्यकारी अभियंता किंवा कार्यकारी अभियंता बनू शकू ही खात्री निश्चित बाळगा. मी काय तुमचे पूर्ण विषय घेतलेले नाही आहेत, परंतु मी 5 विषय तुमचे घेतलेले आहेत. त्या 5 विषयांचीसुद्धा मी ऑब्जेक्टिव्हचे एक 2-3 पेपर तुमच्याकडून सोडवून घेणार आहे आणि पुढच्या MPSCला मात्र निश्चितच बऱ्यापैकी विषय मी कव्हर करण्याचा प्रयत्न करेन. तर हे तुमच्यासाठीच मी तुम्हाला एक प्रेरणादायी गोष्ट सांगितली. तुम्ही निश्चित त्या फॅशन डिझायनरप्रमाणे फॅशन प्रोड्युसरची हेल्प घ्याल ही सदिच्छा. तर आपण चला चालू करूया लेक्चर रिव्हर ट्रेनिंग वर्क. व्हॉट इज रिव्हर ट्रेनिंग वर्क? इट रेफर्स टू द स्ट्रक्चरल मेजर्स विच आर टेकन टू इम्प्रूव्ह a river and its banks, or it implies various measures adopted on a river to direct and guide the river flow, to guide the river flow, to train the river flow, to regulate the river bed, or to increase the depth of river water for navigation purpose. All this means increasing the depth of the river or to guide the flow, to regulate the flow, to channelize the flow. All the measures adopted are termed as a river training work. So we have to train the flow of river. Okay. Then we are going to discuss the objectives of river training work. These are important: to provide a safe passage to the flood discharge without overflowing to the banks for protection of cultivated and inhabited areas, means to protect the area nearby the river. River training is important. To protect the river banks from the heavy erosion of the river banks takes place due to the flooding. To avoid that, river training is important. To improve the alignment by stabilizing the river channel, means the river channel does not change its direction of flow. We have to maintain that alignment, and for that river training works are required. To deflect the river away from the banks which it may attack, means if the river flow is dangerous and it is attacking to the banks, we have to deflect that flow. To transport the bed and suspended sediments load with a minimum efficiency, so we have to obstruct that flow to settle the sediments. To provide the sufficient depth of flow of water for safe navigation, and to correct disorderly banks or flow conditions. Means to maintain the flow, river training works are required. So we have to classify that river training work based on the purpose and based on the structural alignment. Based on purpose, high water training, name itself indicates it is used in flooding. Low water training to improve the depth of water, and mean water training for sediment treatment. And based on the structural design or structure alignment, longitudinal structures which are along the river flow, and projecting training works which are perpendicular or inclined to the river flow. These are called as a projecting training works. You must know that. So first of all, we are going to classify based on the purpose. First is the high water training. River training aimed at flood protection is called as a high water training or training for the discharge. It helps for provision of adequate waterway for the safe passage of maximum flood by proper location, alignment and height of embankment for a given flood discharge without tending to change the riverbed conditions. Means high water training is usually adopted during the floods. You must know that. Then low water training. It is also termed as a training to a depth. Low means for the low depth we have to increase the depth for navigation purpose, and it is done with the help of the gyrons or method of bundling. Okay, so you must know that. Then mean water training. It is also termed as a training for the sediments as discussed earlier. It include rectification of the riverbed configuration and efficient movement of suspended and bed load for maintaining the channel in good condition. It includes the river training for efficient sand exclusion from canals by correcting adverse river curvature to locate the canal offtake or to locate the offtake canal. Then we are going to discuss the classification based on structure alignment. Longitudinal structure. The name itself indicates the structures which are constructed along the length of the river. Such structures are called as the longitudinal structures, and it is useful to protect the banks from erosion and generally to improve the alignment, trapping bed load in the areas of superfluous width and establishing channel boundaries where bedding is created to wide a section divided into small channels separated by islands. Longitudinal training works are preferred to projecting training works in rivers carrying small bed loads and with narrow channels having steep slopes and swift currents. It is used for swift current. That is very important. And projecting training works aim to protect the banks from which they project into river by deflecting the current away from the bank. Means we have to construct the structure perpendicular to the direction of the flow of the river in form of dikes. They are more suitable in the rivers with unstable bed conditions. Cross-connecting dikes to the bank at interval add strength to withstand flood action and promote sedimentation in the closed off channel spaces. That is very important. It is constructed perpendicular to the direction of the flow and it attracts the sediments. Then we are going to discuss different types or methods of river training work. That is embankment, guide banks and bell. It is also guide bank is also termed as a Bell's bund because it is invented by Mr. Bell. Spurs or gyrons, then impermeable gyrons, permeable gyrons, then bed pitching and bank revetment and dredging of river. All these are the method of river training work. River training work is nothing but the increasing the width or depth of the river bed and to channelize and regulate the flow of water and also to regulate the sediment loads. So that is very important for river training work. Embankment. We are going to discuss these methods one by one. Embankment. You know that embankment is just filling of the earth parallel to the river and it acts as an earthen dam. They are generally constructed up to a height of 12 meter also, and they are designed and constructed in the same way as that of earthen dam, and the embankments are generally constructed parallel to the river bed or river channel. Then guide banks. Second is the guide bank. Please look at this figure. The figure of the guide bank has a bell mouth entry. There is a center line of the bridge and there are stone facing on the slope. There are slope apron also. River flow is in this direction river is flowing, then there are approach embankments, stone apron is there, and such a type of arrangement is called as a guide banks. And guide banks are meant for guiding and confining the flow in a reasonable waterway at the site of structure. The design of the guide banks is based on the theory developed by Mr. Bells, and hence the guide banks are also known as a Bells bund. And the guide banks guide the river flow past a bridge or any other hydraulic structure without causing damage to the work and its approaches. Means such structures are constructed near the bridges to protect that structure. The guide banks are constructed parallel or approximately parallel to the direction of the flow. Okay, these are the guide banks, and this is the flow, and the guide banks are constructed parallel to the direction of flow. Okay. Then we are going to discuss the spurs or gyrons. They are the structures constructed transverse to the river flow. They extend from the bank into the river. They protect the river bank by keeping the flow away from it. They contract the wide river channel, improving the navigation depth. Please look at this photograph. The photograph shows that some stonework or earthenwork is done transverse to the river flow to increase the depth of water in the middle of the stream, and such a arrangement is called as spurs or gyrons. Then impermeable gyrons. Impermeable gyrons. The gyrons may be aligned either perpendicular to the bank or it may be inclined, pointing upstream or downstream. When the gyrons points upstream, they are called as a repelling gyron because they repel the flow. And when the gyrons points downstream, it is called as a attracting gyron because it attracts the water, so it is attracting the gyron. And when it points toward the upstream, it is called as a repelling gyron because it repels the water. When the arrangement repels the water, it is a repelling gyron, and when arrangement attracts the water, it is called as a attracting gyron. So it is very important as far as objective type of questions are concerned. Then we are going to discuss the permeable gyrons. The permeable gyrons lower the velocity of flow, result the sedimentation. Hence, the permeable gyrons may be said to be a sedimenting type according to function served. Common type of permeable gyrons are the tree gyrons or pile gyrons. It depends upon the shape. So, it is termed as a tree gyron or pile gyrons. Please look at this figure. It is constructed inclined or perpendicular to the direction of flow to attract the sediments, and it is termed as a permeable gyrons. Then bed pitching and bank revetment. Bed pitching, you know that sometimes to protect the bed and banks against the action of the water, protection is provided by laying a closely packed stone blocks or boulders or even concrete blocks. It counteracts the water to notch away the material from bed or banks. It prevents the erosion, and such a pitching or a bank pitching is called as a revetment, and it is termed as a bed pitching or bank revetment, and it is the method of river training work, and it is very effective. Then dredging of river. Name itself indicates it dredges the river or riverbed. The process of underwater excavation is termed as a dredging. The machinery used for the purpose is called as a dredger. Various types of dredgers are in use. For example, dipple dredger, grab dredger, bucket dredger, suction dredger, etc. These are the dredgers, and we commonly term it as a pokeland. Okay, it is the name of company. It is not a name of equipment. You must know that JCB and pokeland are the name of company, not a name of equipment. They are from excavator family. And this is, I think, very simple way to complete the chapter of river training work. And from onwards, I am going to give you the lectures on the multiple choice questions for the five subjects of paper 2 to give you the more and more benefit for MPSC mains examinations. Due to my service and time constraint, I am not able to complete all the syllabus. That's why I am sorry for that, but I am going to cover that syllabus up to next MPSC. But for this MPSC, you people must prepare for these 5 subjects and also for the other subjects from various books, from various training classes and by yourself only. So believe in yourself and best of luck for your preparation of MPSC mains, and which is going to conduct on 18th of December 2021. So once again I am giving you the strength to appear that MPSC mains examination with your solid colors. Till then, bye bye. See you. Bye.